Hey everybody, and welcome back to more Pirate Galaxy. In the last episode, we finally rid ourselves of those annoying disappearing turrets, and in this episode, Tobias has some ideas as to where they might have come from in the first place. Layla, the Admiral's daughter, has been working on some highly classified phase-shifting stealth technology, and Tobias believes that that might be the cause of the disappearing turrets. Next mission is Lab Surveillance. Alright, I've stopped just outside of the mission area here. This is a good place to rest and get your cooldowns and top off on E, or at least get some E. Now, this area can be a pain in the butt to get to. This is why I recommend you go through and explore the whole map before doing any more of these missions. Really the whole purpose of this mission is just to get you to explore the route to this area. But anyway, we're all cooled down here. Now what you want to do in this area is sort of sneak by these custodian commanders. There's not really anything too nasty in here. I think it might actually only be sentinels. You want to sort of sneak past them so that you don't have to use your afterburner. Or if you do, it's just enough to get you around this corner, into the mission area, and back into orbit. And that's really all you have to do to get the mission to complete. It is purely an exploratory mission. You don't have to kill anything or any of that jazz. The next mission I'm actually going to swap into my NG for. Quite a while ago, when we first met Rosebud, I mentioned that he would be a real pain in the butt for a long time. And this mission is the beginning of that. You're going to want at least one engineer on this mission, a highly skilled tank, a tank that's good at drawing aggro and still staying alive, can substitute, but I don't recommend it. And I highly recommend that you take a buddy on this mission and make sure that you keep your energy topped off, because this can be a very difficult mission. If you're doing it solo, I do highly recommend an NG, or if you have the skill, go with a tank. Both of them present their own set of challenges. You know, tank is good at staying alive towards the end. NG is good at keeping Rosebud alive until you get there. Now that I think about it, actually, if you can manage to get Rosebud to the area alive in a tank, I recommend that over the engineer. I personally am not that good of a tank pilot. I can't grab and hold aggro like a good tank pilot should be able to. So I'm going to be going in an NG just to make sure we reach the mission area in the first place, because the mission will fail if Rosebud is destroyed. That being said, we do have about 7 minutes travel time. In that time, we're going to be joined by both Tobias and the Admiral. Just for you guys, so that you can skip ahead of the boring segment if you want to. I'm not going to fast forward or skip it. I'm going to leave it in. Tobias will join us first, just before we head into this juncture here. Tobias's ship can be destroyed. You don't have to worry about keeping him alive. Natasha will rescue him if he is destroyed. It can be nice to have a little bit of fodder, especially if you're trying to do this in a tank. At the end of this little stomach-like canyon here, the Admiral will join us. He has a lot of health, a shield, and rockets. He's very useful to have along during this last part of our trek here, especially in this area. So looking forward to have him along. That's about all that's going to happen between here and the mission area. If you want to skip ahead, skip about 6 minutes, and we should be nearing the mission area. Alright, here's Dr. Plank. And here's the Admiral. Alright, at this point you want to separate yourself from Rosebud a little bit, give him a little bit of space, and he will stop moving. This gives you a chance to rest here at the E field and get all your cooldowns and top off on E. I strongly recommend that you do this before going into the mission area. You only have to escort Rosebud a short distance more, but what you have to do afterwards will be the difficult part. Alright, everything's cooled down, so we're going to go ahead and head in there. Now the trick to this area, if you're in an NG, is to hang back and make sure that Rosebud gets stunned by all the commanders that can stun him and get too close to him. And then we're going to wait for the second stun to hit before popping the protector on him. As soon as he enters the mission area, he'll fly off to orbit and we don't have to worry about him anymore. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you save your afterburner through here, because you're going to need it as soon as he flies off to orbit. Now when we come in here on this mission, we find that 2 buildings have spawned on top of these little hills. We're not concerned with the small one right now, but we do have to destroy the big one. This mission can get a little bit tricky, mainly because of all the external Mantis around here. If you do have a higher level friend, this mission can be made really, really simple if they agree to escort you down here. What I normally try to do is get in here, put my protector on, and try to avoid attracting too much aggro so I have time to kill this before I have to leave. Now if you aren't able to kill this before you have to leave, I'm actually going to want to leave right about now anyway. Just afterburn back down here to the E field and repeat the process. If you just want to leave because you've got too much aggro on you, that's fine. You can just sort of circle back and the Mantis that were chasing you will lose their aggro on you. In this case, it should give me plenty of time to finish the job. Once the building's destroyed, the next piece of the ancient artifact will drop from the rubble. I'm going to come down here, make sure I lose all the aggro, and I'm going to use the targets panel on this to quickly find the ancient artifact. It can drop several places around the base of the mountain and you don't want to waste time, especially if you're solo, looking for it. There it is. Afterburn up to it. Use any of your defensive abilities. Collect it and get back out. After you get the artifact, you can go back to orbit at the nearest available convenience. And that's it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to tune in next week for the big Antares finale. We get to duel the great Lord Fam Doom himself. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the section below. Share my videos with all your friends. And I will see you guys next time.